Looking back to the old school days, the time when the internet or cell phones were not accessible and the only form of communication was writing letters, I would say we had imbued poets then when it came to pouring out what the heart felt. You see letters like, with love in my heart, I pick my golden pen from the basket of love to write this letter to you. You can imagine. And even though we still fall in the eras of cell phones, we can proudly say we slightly shared in the experience of love letters. And you know the love is real when he draws beautiful hearts on the paper and arrows. All right, today I have Sabiqah Bello on the show. Sabiqah is a poet who will be giving us insight on poetry. You're welcome on the show.
Thank you.
All right.
Pleasure to be here.
Yes, thank you for coming. Seeing that you are a poet, can we say this was the origin of a modern day poetry?
You mean love poetry?
Yes.
I think so, honestly. I think poetry at the core of it is the idea of like putting out thoughts, feelings, and writing them in a very nice, organized and lyrical way. And so starting with love poems, and as we look back in the old days, we can look at renowned poets like William Shakespeare, Elizabeth Browning, and those are the early poems that we've known since Renaissance era, to know that, poetry was, love poems were very popular then. So as it progressed, we write about different things, but I think one constant thing is love poetry, and that is where it all stems from.
Yeah.
So yes, I think to a very good extent, love poetry has been an
So looking back at how men pour out their whole hearts into the papers then, and now looking at now that a person doesn't need to pour out what he has or what she has in her from her heart. She can just browse and get whatever. Do you think that was the reason why love then was stronger than the one we have now?
I can't speak for people's feelings and what is in people's hearts, but I think the essence of it is very genuine when it's coming from the heart and when it's written and when the writing is original, obviously, because then we're seeing like the raw thoughts and the raw feelings of someone, and it's so magnificent, seeing how someone can write words so beautifully, and put them in a way that would move people's hearts. You would read a love poem and you're like, wow, if I were written this poem, I would fall in love, so yes, I think things have changed, and it has affected maybe the way people so conveniently browse the internet or get poems, other poems, and just send them to their lovers. I think the essence of writing original poetry is different.
Yeah, and don't you think even this modern day of just browsing and sending love poems, as it has drastically reduced? Like they don't do that anymore.
I don't know why love poems aren't like a thing anymore. I love love poems personally. I love handwriting letters and poems and things. I just feel like it makes it more heartfelt, more
original,
more original. Like you can connect more to people, and it's so easy for us to type now. Like we type to send official letters, formal letters. Like we type for everything, and then when it's love, when we're writing love poems and we write it in like a paper, and then it's nicely packaged and it's sealed.
And you get that design.
Yes, the design with the heart and like the little like scribbles, like it's
the
really
heart, the arrows, like
it's different. It's a totally different experience.
I think we should bring that back. I really
and
think
even
we
something as simple as like handwriting.
Yeah.
Handwritings are like our idiosyncrasies sometimes, like they're very special to us. They're very unique.
Yeah.
Now when I see my sister's handwriting, I know it's her handwriting. When I see my friend's handwriting, like you can differentiate. Even back in school, like
that's true.
you would know someone's book from their handwriting. But then now typing, it's all the same characters. Like, you know, it's all computer and it's just there.
That's
like
true.
It doesn't give the same essence. You know?
So, Sabiqah, are you in love?
Well, in love with, I mean, things around me, like my
Because-
family.
Because it's, I think it's really going to be fun when you're in love. Like you pour out the way you are already a poet. You get, I'm very sure you sit and write out like beautiful poems, like for your lover or your loved ones. Like it's going. I'm just imagining it. You understand? It looks, the picture is awesome already.
I mean, I derive inspiration from like different things, maybe from like a movie or from something I've read, or, you know, just whatever. I like to write love poems. I don't typically share them.
Wow.
Yeah, the writings that I share are usually like around social issues and like these rather serious topics. But sometimes I do share my love poems. Sometimes they're like
you should
deep.
try. Yeah, you should do
Sometimes
that
they're
often.
like heartbreak.
You should do that often. Seriously.
Maybe I should do that more.
Yeah. Okay. So, how do you think we can recreate the habits of writing poems and not just typing them? And okay, before you answer that, do you write poems?
Do you mean in like writing?
Yes, like do you write poems?
I do. Like I said, I love handwritten letters and just things that are handwritten. I have these like flashcards. I have these like brown paper. I think they have a name, I'm not sure. These like brown paper that give off archaic, you know, olden day vibes. And I write for my friends. I write just for people because I love it. I think it gives a different sense of connection. Like I said, handwritings are special. And if you're trying to stand out, I think one of the ways we can revive it, honestly, if you're trying to stand out to that one girl or that one guy, maybe just write them a love poem. Go back
blow their mind away.
Blow their minds, you know. You can even go the extra mile and seal it with wax and, you know, wrap it and put it in the post.
Yes.
You know? I think it's really romantic.
It's romantic.
That.
I still love that. Yeah. So, as a young girl, did you used to write love poems? Like, can you tell us a bit of your experience then?
I think when I grew up, love was like something I was like, ew, apathetic. I don't know about that. But I did write love poems. I won't lie. I did write love poems. I think, like I said, I didn't really share them.
Yeah.
A lot of them I even lost. But now it's something that I write to take a break from all of the harder things that I write about, all of the, you know, the social issues and all of that. So it's like something light, something pleasant, something, you know, nice and romantic to write love poems.
Something that escapes you from the real world.
Yeah. Okay. All the dreadful headlines, there's so much these days.
So at what age did you start writing poems?
I think the first time I wrote a poem that I really called a poem was when I was like 13. I broke my sister's phone.
Okay.
And in trying to like apologize and in trying to like explain myself, I wrote a poem for her.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that was the first time I wrote like a proper poem.
That's actually sweet. Okay, moving away from the love poems now. What kind of poems are you centered on right now?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, social issues. I write affirmation poetry as well. Yeah. Just because I found it started with me writing personal affirmation for myself, and I found it beneficial in the way that I recenter my thoughts. Sometimes, you know, self-doubt, imposter syndrome, all of these things.
True.
Sometimes you need to reaffirm yourself and reaffirm your capabilities. to yourself. And so I started writing affirmations, and then I started writing them in the form of poems, in the form of poetry rather. And I think those are like mainly the kind of poems that I write, so things around social issues and affirmations. And those are the poems that I'm also mostly known for, because those are the ones that I share. Okay. Maybe next time I'll share a love poem.
Don't worry, maybe on this show you share a love poem.
Maybe
at the end of the show.
Remember.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. How are poems categorized?
So in what sense? In
just general sense, like how do Nigerians see poems?
Oh, I see. I think
she said
days. I think these days we're a lot more receptive to poetry, and especially spoken word poetry in the public as well, with like events. These days you see poetry in even politics. True. And it's very interesting and it's very refreshing as well, that we're more receptive and we're more appreciative, most importantly, of poetry, because I think sometimes we look at poetry and it's just that, oh, it's something for like, people who study literature. Not really. I didn't study literature until about 2 years ago. So I was a science student in school, but I was still writing poetry. And then I changed career paths, and then I decided I would take literature for about 2 years, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah. But anyway, the point is, I think the fact that we're more appreciative of it, more open to it, is really nice. And I think more and more would see the importance and how much refreshing poetry is.
Okay. So, looking at your everyday life, like, when do you get inspired to write poems?
Like yesterday, I got inspired in the shower.
Oh, okay. It just
so it's
comes,
like a random.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's from looking at the news. Sometimes it's from reading something else, maybe like a fiction, a book. Sometimes it's from speaking to people. I love to have conversations with people. Sometimes I have conversation with people like my Uber drivers, whatever, strangers that I meet. Sometimes in a cafe, I love to go to cafes. So those conversations inspire my writings. Sometimes it's just like mere imaginations that inspire my poetry, but everyday life, things that go around. Sometimes it's people watching. I look at people and I write a story for them in my head, and I'm like, okay, so this is what is happening. I'm looking at them from a distance across the streets, but I already have a story in my head. So inspiration is like everywhere. I think you just have to look.
Okay. So coming into Media Trust today, have you been inspired? Like, have any of us inspired you? Have our beautiful flowers inspired you? The whole environment?
Well, maybe not intentionally, but who knows? As I walk out and you just like, get the bulb.
Okay. So how do you deal with plagiarism?
Personally, I haven't had like explicit plagiarism, even though I think about 2 years ago there was this Instagram page where I found a lot of poems being almost exactly like the poems that I had written, and the person who was writing the poems and posting them was writing it for a competition.
Wow.
And it was very interesting to me because why would you take someone's poem to enter a competition where you win something? And well, fortunately, the hosts of the competition were fellow poets that I had engaged with and I had networked with, and so I reached out to one of them and I told them my concern, and I was like, okay, so here's a concern that I have. I can take proper action against this, but I just need you to confirm where this is coming from and what's happening. And so they reached out, and the person didn't even fight it, honestly. She just, I think, took it down. And afterwards, I started thinking about, okay, legal ways to take action to deal with plagiarism. One of the ways is copyrighting your work. And I'm working towards that as well. So yeah, until now I haven't had another like explicit in the eye kind of plagiarism, but I'm also working on having a copywriting deal or something, so that by the time that I publish,
I think that will help.
I think it's protected.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, a quick one now, just for us to get to know you better. It's just a bit of a game, so are you ready?
Yeah. Putting my game hat on.
All right, jollof rice or fried rice?
Jollof rice.
Chicken or fish?
Fish.
Okay, beef or chicken?
Chicken.
Yeah. Okay. Money or love, Sabiqah? I know we're on national TV, but say the truth, please.
That's a very hard one. Can I have both?
All right, we'll let you pass. Okay.
I'd go for both.
Okay. Windows or iOS?
iOS.
Okay. Makeup or no makeup?
Very light makeup. I'm not answering the question. I think I would lean more towards no makeup. Yeah.
But then a bit of makeup.
A bit.
Okay. Music or movies?
Movies.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Introvert or extrovert?
Introvert. Very introverted.
Inside or outside?
Inside.
I just want to get you there. You know, some people be like, I'm an introvert, but I love going out.
I mean, I don't know. I like to go out, yeah, but then not to like big gatherings or like social events, because then too many interactions in a day drains me, and yeah,
I understand.
Drains me.
Okay. Sabiqah, beards or no beards?
That's a very interesting one.
So beards
I don't know.
or no beards, please.
I'd go with beards.
Okay, that's a wise choice. Okay, so are you team Davido or team Wizkid or team Burna Boy? Because for me,
I mean, Burna Boy, I think I'd go with Burna Boy. Yeah.
Hollywood or Nollywood movies?
I love Nollywood movies. So
okay, Nollywood or Z World?
Nollywood.
Okay, let's go. Facebook or Twitter?
Twitter. I barely know how to use Facebook.
TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
You still live in the world of Instagram?
I do. I should start TikTok soon. I'm not on TikTok. Right? Right? I don't even know.
No, you're missing a lot.
Seriously. I know actually, yeah. I should get on TikTok soon.
And with all your spoken words. God.
Right? That's true.
God.
I should really get on TikTok.
If you're just living here, download the app.
Right away.
Advocating for TikTok.
I promise I will.
All right, Sabiqah, that was an interesting one, but we'll leave you without, or you won't leave us rather, without an original.
If I were to create memories with you again, I'll carry your voice on the center of my palms, firmly yet delicately. It will be a rotating music box I carry everywhere. I'll play and listen to your words, dance to them, cry to them, carry them like a sacred revelation, and never let go. So that is a short poem that I wrote when I think I was in love.
She said when she thought she was in love. Okay, let's leave it at that. All right, thank you so much, Sabiqah. Thank you.
Pleasure being on the show.
Thank you for coming once again.